Hi Ruth here, welcome to my channel Health for Freedom. Today's post is the first of a series of videos which are dedicated to my younger patients, whom I love dearly. And these videos are inspired by all those talks we've had along the years. I'll be sharing some exercises they say have helped them. I've always loved to sit with my patients and try find practical ways together into solving some problem. So today I'll be talking about a subject that comes up over and over again, and that is experienced by all ages, and that is the issue of a poor self-esteem. Now, I think we've all felt a bit unsure of ourselves from time to time, but some of us have actually suffered hard consequences of a low self-esteem and of a low self-confidence. We have our goals we want to reach in life, but we haven't got the guts to fight for it because we're not confident enough or because we think we are just not worth it. And we suffer with it because we don't trust ourselves, we don't love ourselves. And when this happens, friends, 10 out of 10 is because we don't know ourselves. Guys, let me tell you this. The real knowledge we have of ourselves is the greatest weapon we can have in life. And why? Because it gives us the strength we need to fight for what we believe in, even when everyone else says we're crazy. On the other hand, it helps us to be realistic about what is worth fighting for, about our weak points, our strong points, and about the work we have to put into things. Now, please listen to this. We learn new things about ourselves every day. We learn that we accept challenges we never thought possible, for example, or that we possess feelings we never thought we had. And the list goes on and on. So, it's not that we are born with a full knowledge of ourselves, but we learn continuously about who we are. Now, this learning, this discovery of ourselves is very healthy, but it can be presently infected by past or present experiences, like how we think people see us, by how people react towards us, by wrong words that are said about us, by abusive treatment of various kinds even. And we'll end up believing we're just not enough, that we'll never reach what we want to reach. We look for the love of others, but we refuse to love ourselves because we don't really believe we are something that we in fact are, that we are worthy, that we are capable, that we are precious and unique. And I'm actually tired of seeing young people and adults even not reaching their full potential because of the wrong ideas they have about themselves, because they're always looking at themselves through the eyes of others or through an image they have painted of themselves. But I'm relieved to say that it is possible to take another path. It is possible for you to see who you really are, to break that invisible mirror through which you have wrongly seen yourself all these years. It is possible to reach your goals. Listen, I'll be covering this topic in a series of posts, but today I'll be going over 3 important first steps you should take once you start admitting that your problem is a poor self-esteem and that you need to really do something about it. Maybe you're not yet sure that your self-esteem is a real problem, so let's get on with it. Actually, before we go on to the 3 points, just one important thing. I believe we should always be taken into account as individuals. We need to understand our wholeness, all our circumstances, all that which we might have gone through in our childhood, for example, and might have affected us as individuals. Even things we might have already forgotten about or tried to shut out from our memory. So, for that reason, it is really important to seek professional help from, for example, a psychologist, a counselor, or a medical doctor. Now let's go for those 3 steps. Step number 1, you have to understand your problem. I repeat, you have to see that you have a problem and you have to understand your problem. I believe in looking at our problems face to face. And I'm a strong believer in sitting down with ourselves with pen and paper. Now, sit down and look back at your life and look close at the consequences of your low self-esteem. That is, what you've missed because of not believing in yourself. So, pick up that pen, pick up that paper, and divide the page into 2 columns. On the left, you will write down those feelings that might have prevented you from reaching your goals. And on the right side, you write down the consequences you might have had as a result of your low self-esteem. For example, on the left, you might write, I'm always thinking I'm not good enough and no one will ever choose me. And to that feeling or belief, you might add a consequence. I never had the guts to get into the theatre group at school, as was my dream. Or maybe you've been burned out and choose to write on the left, I always want to be perfect so I can feel appreciated at work. On the right side of the page, maybe you'll write, I was too hard on myself and got burned out. Still another example. On the left you can write, I don't think I deserve better, so the consequence will be maybe I usually let others mistreat me. You need to look close at what you've missed in order to decide to be stubborn enough to fight for your freedom, for your dreams. Okay, friends, now whatever we've just done, you've looked at your problem in the eye, you've understood that your thoughts about yourself have limited you in life. Now you will take step number 2. And step number 2 is to think about possible causes for your low self-esteem. Now here are some examples that my patients have come across with. Trauma. Have you been subjected to some kind of abuse and you think or were led to think that it was all your fault? That you're not worthy now of being who you want to be? That is one of the biggest lies that one can believe in. You are not to blame for any type of abuse you were subjected to. Abuse is abuse, independently of what type of abuse we are talking about. And words can be abusive. You can have been affected then, but do not let that person or that situation rob you from your life any longer. Lies. Lies about who you are. Maybe you've listened to destructive words all your life, at home, at school, at work, etc. Lies that say you're not enough, how you'll never be like someone else in your family or at work. Words that have robbed you of your confidence and say that you will never make it. Do yourself a favor and understand that people that talk like that have themselves a very, very low self-esteem, or else they would never put you down. People that feel really good about themselves, they don't need to put others down. They want to pull people up to their standards. Guilt. Maybe you hate yourself because of choices you've made in the past and you think that because of that you're not worthy of a better life. You think you don't deserve to be with someone that values you, that you don't deserve to be loved, to be appreciated. Well, your actions might have caused you pain, might have affected others even. But there is something known as repentance. Maybe you cannot go back in time, but you can have the chance to go forward in time, standing on a new ground. Maybe there are things that cannot be undone, but if you really want to be free and move forward towards who you really are, there is something called choice, called repentance, something called forgiveness. And it is time to forgive yourself and start anew. Time to be who you really want to be. Sometimes we know exactly what has influenced our lives, and our self-esteem, but other times we don't. A good professional will really help you look at every angle, like how was your childhood, your family life, your schooling, etc. You can have a health condition or a personality type that explains something that you're really not comfortable with about yourself. But that does not make you less, and it does not make you less capable. You can still learn about how to reach your goal. I was very shy in my teens. You would never ever catch me speaking publicly. But I had a passion, and that passion led me to decide to learn how to go around my difficulties in order to reach my goal. Today, I love to speak in public and to be a voice. Okay, now you've looked at how your wrong feelings about yourself have limited you. You've maybe identified possible causes, and now it's time to look forward. So step number 3, look forward into your life. Make a list of what you want to reach, of your passions, of your dreams, and then look at what you need to change or what you need to get help in order to reach your goals. For example, you'd love to be able to take part in group discussions, but you feel you never say anything right. Well, start practicing in your room, by yourself, at the mirror. then with a friend you trust, then with a group of friends. Do you know what I mean? What I'm saying is, don't kill your passions because of the wrong idea you have of yourself or because of your limitations. Just think about how you could overcome your difficulties, your weak points. We all have strong points and weaker points that we need to improve on. Be bold and do yourself a favor. Be stubborn. Don't give up until you reach your goal, your dream. But in order to truly succeed in reaching your goals on the outside, on what is external to you, you need to first discover who you really are. So be stubborn in wanting healing on your low self-esteem, in finding your freedom, in finding yourself. It is your right. Next time we'll cover practical exercises you can start doing to help you in this journey of getting to know yourself for who you really are. A journey where once and for all you decide to do all it takes to be the one at the steering wheel of your life. So subscribe, turn on notifications, and we'll see each other in the next post. Bye for now.